Namaste. Welcome, beautiful soul connectors. Welcome to day 2. Welcome to my sacred space again and my cozy sock day. Welcome to day 2 of Slow Down and De-Stress, the free 5-day self-care challenge for driven women who've actually never stopped and cared for themselves until now. I'm Claudia-Sam and I'll be your guide on this 5-day journey together. Today it's all about creating, customizing, and being consistent with your self-care routine. We want to be consistent, right? We don't want to stop after just a few days because, well, it's too hard, or we just meh. We don't have accountability. So we're going to change that as of today. And I'm going to teach you what I do, the 3 steps that I take daily to make sure that I can prioritize myself, put myself on the to-do list, and, well, not burn out, but also feel so good, not guilty at all for prioritizing myself. You'll learn to set up a quick and easy self-care routine. It's like a go-to that will make you feel good from the moment that you wake up, okay? So that you can feel energized and motivated, but also you're gonna learn how to plan self-care in your day. Because here's the thing, you're gonna learn also how we're gonna get out of the head. We're practicing being self-care, using self-care as part of who we are, but we're kind of getting out of the head. I'm gonna teach you how we can do that today. And you're gonna learn how to develop consistency. And I'm gonna break a few rules here. Yeah, I'm gonna break a few rules. So while you're coming in and we're starting day 2 together, make sure you have a journal or a notebook, something to write in, but especially your agenda or your calendar or your phone, because for day 2's homework, I'm gonna ask that you take a screenshot of your calendar before and after. So either you take a picture of your agenda before. So let's say I kind of already started my day 2. My agenda today just had a few of my feelings of how I wanted to feel this morning. So I wrote those down, but I want you to take a picture of before and after. I know that self-care is, what I'm going to share with you is that, listen up, if you're multitasking, self-care is not about doing. What, Claudia-Sam? Self-care is not about doing? What am I going to, how am I not going to do self-care? Okay. Self-care is about being. Okay? Self-care is about being. I'm going to go more in depth, but maybe you relate to this. One of my clients, Ariane, okay, she said that growing up, her parents would show her that they love her by actions, through actions. And it wasn't really by empowering her to feel into her emotions or to feel, to feel her emotions. So she was taught to push through and toughen up. And while working with me, she was really able to understand how negativity and anger and the external world affected her body, her mind, and her thoughts. And while working together, she was able to shift out of that and really focus on how she wants to feel and what she wants. And so that's exactly what we're going to do today, what we're going to work on and practice today. 3 parts of a self-care routine. Before we go into the 3 parts, I want to tell you, let's talk about that self-care is not about doing and it's about being. When my perspective of self-care, I've talked about this yesterday on day 1, that it's not about mani-pedis and a massage and a day at the spa, although those are nice, going out and dye your hair. This is all like taking chunks of time. But then, I don't know about you, but I remember being on the massage table and thinking about all the things I need to do. It's not very relaxing, right? It wasn't very relaxing at that time. So I want to help you be every part of your day. Instead, and what I mean by that is, instead of being stuck in the future of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, what steps you're going to take, and instead of being stuck in the past of I should have, I could have, and all of that jazz, and really be able to focus in on the present moment. And that, my friend, is self-care. okay? Because even if you're dyeing your hair and you're reading through the magazines at the salon and you're being all judgmental, you're taken out of the present moment. You're not self-caring at all, right? So let's get right into that, how we want to feel and how that's going to be helpful for you, because okay, you might be able to relate to this when it comes to planning our life, right? We are timed. We have the this time, this is what's happening. This time, that's what's happening. We have X amount of hours for sleep. You know, we're kind of used to logicking our way through life. So today we're actually going to merge that part of who we are with the heart. So we're merging both the head and the heart, okay? And I want to bust a myth here. I want to bust the myth that 21 days is what it takes to make a habit happen. Because when it comes to self-care, I mentioned it on day one, because it's a lifestyle, we don't need 21 days. We need more than 21 days, but we need commitment. We need commitment. So you need to commit to yourself. And by committing to yourself, I mean, it's not about ticking something off of the list. It's about choosing how you want to feel in order to propel your day and therefore your life towards what you want it to be. There was a study in the European Journal of Psychology that said that 21 days, it's, for lack of a better word, bull crap, okay? Because a habit is it's an individual matter. They did a study and it went between 18 and 254 days for a habit to actually become a habit. So not that I want to discourage you, but I want you to know that in order to be consistent, we need to commit to ourselves. But in order to commit to ourselves, we need to understand how good it's making us feel. So let's go right into how we want to feel. It's a 3-step system. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, remember what we did on day one? The breath is the first thing that I go to in the morning. Okay, there's 3. The first thing is the breath. Why? The breath is our reminder of our aliveness. The breath helps us get into the present moment. I'd love for you to tune in tomorrow when you wake up. Where do your thoughts go? Do they go to your to-do list? Do they go to, what you could have done last night? Where are your thoughts going first thing in the morning? So what I chose to do, and that I've made a habit because I know it makes me feel good, because I don't like to start my day being all stressed because I'm thinking of my to-do list. Do you? We don't like, right? You don't like to wake up stressed because you're thinking of your to-do list. So, so instead, by focusing on the breath, this means even feeling the hair inside the nose. Yeah. So let's do it together. Exhale everything. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Again, inhale through the nose. Feel the hair in the nose. Exhale. Feel the hair in the nose again. Do it one more time. Inhale. Feel the breath coming in through the nostrils. Exhale. Yeah. This breath, what were you thinking of your to-do list? No. You are focused on the present. You are focused on the present moment, on the breath. So the first thing I invite you to do in the morning is to breathe. And so right now in your journal, yep, you can write 1, breathe. And this might seem silly, but if your brain is used to having things on a list, if you're used to ticking things off the list, your brain might not record like right away that you need to breathe. So you might need to see it to do it. Okay, so that's why I'm merging both right now, because it's not like ripping a Band-Aid from I'm going to stop doing and I'm going to be right away. Like, doesn't work this way. It's a process. And in order to be a process, we need to be able to merge the logic of which we've been living through our whole lives and then the heart. Yeah? The second thing I do, let me see if there's, love it, simplicity. Yes, the breathing technique is actually amazing. I'm glad, Sivan. Feeling the breath in your nostrils, so mindful, Gayleen. Thank you. Love it. So number 2, this is where this desire map planner comes in very handy. How do you want to feel? And I do this laying in bed, ladies. So it's doesn't need 3 hours of your time. You do that laying in bed. And while you're laying in bed, and the first thing you do after shutting the alarm, and hopefully it's something very smooth and nice, the first thing you do is breathe, right? You focus on the breath. How grateful are you to have another day? And then the second thing I do is, how do I want to feel today? So in your agenda, you're going to write, you can write a 2, how do I want to feel? So here's what I wrote today, this morning, okay? So this morning I wanted to feel energized for the challenge. I wanted to be first instead of in the doing mode, right? What did I write? And be energized for my sessions with my clients. Sorry, I wrote the name there. I want to be healthy and awake. I want to be calm and confident. I want to be cozy and nurtured. This is how I want to feel. So why is it so important that we focus on how we want to feel? I would love for you to tell me in the comments. Why do you feel it's important that we focus on how we want to feel? Let me know in the comments, right? Yeah, Rebecca, you love the fact that we breathe without having to do anything. It's true. So why do you think that we need to feel, or that feeling first helps us to be, and helps us to actually be in a state of self-care? I would love to know your thoughts. Barb, being present from the beginning. Yeah, from the beginning of the morning, right? You step both feet on the ground. You're even more present in your body than you were before. Okay, why is choosing how to feel so important? Because instead of letting the colleague piss you off, or instead of letting your child want you to grip your hands at the wall, instead of being affected by these external environments, instead you choose the inner peace. You choose the inner feeling first, and you make that commitment to yourself. Does that make sense? Genevieve, we focus on what we want to feel so we can bring that feeling into fruition. Bam! I love it. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. And you're here because you want to master your self-care. You want to slow down. You want to de-stress. You're here because you're committed to yourself. So step 1, from the moment you wake up, the breath. Focus on the breath, because you'll see, you're going to probably hear my voice. Breath first. You're going to probably be stuck in the future of all the things you have to do today. Or maybe you'll be stuck in what your dreams were in the past, and, how bad you slept maybe. But instead, what is that doing to us? Let's focus on the present moment of the breath. And then how do you want to feel? And why I asked you your agenda or your journal or your phone. Here's something cool. If you don't have a desire map planner, what if you created an alarm? Is it called an alarm? Like a pop-up on your phone, like in the calendar, so that you could actually write, how do you want to feel, and then put your name, right? So Sivan, you could have something on your agenda pop up, like something just popped up for me. How do you want to feel, Sivan, today? ? And you could have it a repetitive pop up on your phone for Monday to Friday if you wanted. Whenever you feel like that's the moment you look at your phone that you might forget how you want to feel, then do that. This is how I want us to merge the logic, the planning, the head part of life with the heart, with the feeling, with the present moment, with the being. Because remember, self-care is not about doing, it's about being, and that's what creates a lifestyle. So when I talked about being consistent, Of course, when you're consistent with something, when you have a community, when you have accountability, it can be easier to remember to go to that, right? So it can be helpful. I really feel like it's important when we have a community to help support each other. But when it's, like I said at the beginning, to be consistent means to commit to yourself. So the third thing I do in order to create, customize, and be consistent with your self-care routine, what actions are you going to take in order to feel how you want to feel? So throughout the day, you can be, how you want to feel can be one word. It can be, okay, I want to feel calm. Okay, I want to feel calm. What am I going to do today to feel calm? Because the more you merge the doing and the being, the more they're not going to be so foreign to each other, and the more they're going to work together. So maybe it's about doing the day one I am calm ABC meditation, right? Maybe it's about choosing to not overreact to something and choosing calm instead of being right. Remember when we talked about that yesterday? So whenever you start your day with choosing how you want to feel, and then you commit to yourself by taking an action in accordance to how you want to feel, you are taking one step closer to being consistent with your self-care. How does that sound? Does it sound doable? Does it sound like being is something you want? I'd love to know. Lisa, creating a pop-up on my phone. I'm not accustomed to being okay with me time or putting me first, and to be consistent, seeing and constantly being reminded would help me. I love it. Ching. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Cool. So were those 3 steps, the breath, the how you want to feel, and then the taking action, helpful for you? I did want to end with a small story of how rigidity is not helpful, but how that's how we live, that's how we were brought up. Anyway, that's how it was for me in terms of, rules and rules to follow and a structure. When it comes to your self-care, I'm going to give you an example of when I lived in Nepal. I lived in Nepal twice. I did a second yoga teacher training there, and I went back to teach. When I came back the first time from Nepal, I thought I had to continue this rigid, because it was rigid in the sense that it was so different from how I've ever lived in terms of waking up with the sun, not eating right away in the morning, being in silence in the morning, and then practicing yoga for 3 hours before eating. When I left Nepal, then I thought I needed to continue that every day, which I did. And then eventually I realized it's not making me feel that good. That's not really adapted to me. I just took the structure and I made it like I copy pasted it because I thought that's what I had to do. But that's not what you have to do. Self-care is all about being you. It's about getting rid of the structure and tuning in to what feels good to you. Okay, tuning in to what feels good to you so that you can master your self-care, so that you can slow down and de-stress, and so that you can stop caring about how everyone else is doing it and be you. So congratulations for making it through day 2. Thank you for being here, and success to your self-care, consistency, self-loving being practice. Okay, love. How was day 2? Was it nice to start creating that consistency to prioritize yourself? I love planning too. So I just wanted to pop in and tell you about the opportunities for expansion or homework thread that you can find in the You Have It In You Facebook group. And I'm sure you've seen this by now, that every day you have an invitation to participate and take your challenge a step further. And today's opportunity for expansion, like I mentioned, is to post a before and after picture, either like a screenshot of your calendar before this challenge and after, or take a picture of your agenda, your paper agenda. So you can post that in the Opportunities for Expansion thread inside the You Have It In You group. And remember that all of these invitations are just to help you get closer to having a one-on-one free self-care audit with me, so that we can map out a personalized step-by-step action plan so that you can keep up the momentum of this self-care as a lifestyle consistency. I'm so excited for you, and I'll see you on day 3. Look out for the email in your inbox then. Bye.